I'm Tony Sklar with BNet TV. We are here in Barcelona for the Mobile World Congress in 2012, and I'm speaking with Mr. Shlomo Wolfman. How are you today, sir, from Starhome?
Great.
Fantastic. Listen, wonderful show. Numbers are up this year, which is great. So it really shows a lot of breadth within the ecosystem. It's expanding at a rapid rate. But for our first-time viewers, why don't you give us a brief overview of Starhome and where you fit within this ecosystem?
Okay, Starhome exists more than 10 years, and basically we help operators to monetize and optimize their assets on a multi-network environment. It's typically about roaming traffic, but today this ecosystem evolves to include a lot of data usage, smartphones, tablets, machine-to-machine, which become very hot topic these days. So we take care of all of these use patterns of our global mobile environment and help carriers to make the best out of it.
So there's no question that the ecosystem is expanding at a rapid rate because there's so many more connected devices coming into play. Roaming data is massive, especially at a conference like this where you've got so many out-of-towners that have multiple devices that nobody's really worried about voice anymore. We're all concerned about data consumption. But let's talk a little bit about the M2M market, because the GSMA released a study back in the fall and talked about actually what those numbers are going to look like by 2015 to 2018.
Well, we don't have our own figures, but I can tell you that in terms of the interest, we see a real market starting to happen. I just talked to one of the device manufacturers, the chipsets for M2M, and he shows me the drop in prices of the chipset, which really indicates that in terms of demand, we should expect a very nice growth in this space.
What makes Starhome a better company than your competitors in the market space?
Well, it's very simple. From the beginning, we installed all of our solutions in the core network of our operators, but made sure that those systems are interconnected using our IP network. And we have a global service operations center in which we maintain the part of roaming traffic that we take care of. For us, it's a very natural move to support this new traffic type, and I think that those interconnected systems for more than 200 operators around the world is only unique to Starhome. None of our competitors is connected in that way to his systems.
On sort of that global scale.
Yes.
So what are some of the statistics that you've seen within the last 6 months that have wowed you? You're like, oh, that's fantastic.
Well, we see basically from year to year more voice calls, a lot more SMS, and of course data usage. I think the data usage is the biggest gap now in the industry, because the revenue portion of data is much lower compared to the roaming when you compare it to domestic. So basically we expect that all sorts of optimizations of data packages are starting to show up, and this will boost the usage by the end users.
Well, there's no question when it comes to roaming data, with so many over-the-top players entering the market space at such a rapid pace, more and more people are using those over-the-top type systems, globally whenever they can, regardless if it's Facebook or a Netflix or something, of that over-the-top type of positioning. But what I want to get into is what we're looking at right here, because this just looks like fun.
Yeah, basically we organized our solutions and offering to address the most hot topics that are the mobile operators' challenges today in a multi-network environment. It's actually 7 topics. We can see it just here. So the first one is maybe the hottest one, is about fearless data. We have built up a solution composed from different products that we have to enable a real fearless data solution to the end user, starting with the awareness that this package exists, communicating it with the user, and let him to use data in an optimized way, and also knows how much he actually consumed. The other package is about, in general, personalized retail solution. People, when they roam, today they are almost unaware of the prices that they're going to pay, and this mobile campaign platform helps them to navigate and know how much they use, what kind of package fits to their needs and profiles, and etc.
I just want to stop you right there for two reasons. One, I think that's a really important topic to just sort of expand upon because you're an executive of a company who travels quite a bit, but then also on a personal level, if you on vacation with your family, you're going to want different packages at different times at different rates to be able to consume data in a different manner, and you shouldn't be stuck into one solution by the carrier, by your provider, while you're in a roaming situation. Sometimes you'll use a lot, sometimes you're going to use a little, and there needs to be a lot of different ways that the operator needs to be able to get that to you, and you should be able to change that on a regular basis.
Yeah, sure. I mean, when I'm as a business traveler, I typically need emails, which is a very narrow consumption of data, but a lot of transactions. And when I'm in vacation, emails are bother me less. And of course, multimedia would be more efficient to post something on a social media or whatever.
And with the onset of so many more connected LTE devices hitting the market space, then the onload and offloading of data traffic within the entire ecosystem, however that movement goes just from the carrier's perspective, is something that you're also into.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at LTE, obviously it will increase dramatically the bandwidth available for the end user, but not just for roaming situation, also for the domestic usage. We believe that LTE will still be limited because the spectrum is limited.
Right.
And we believe that policy management will be a key issue to deal with data traffic in LTE. Policy management means that different users will pay different prices for different quality of service. So maybe just for email consumption, I don't care, but if I want to have with my tablet to consume a high definition video from YouTube, maybe I'll pay more just to get the quality of service.
Right.
So that's the kind of things we have in mind regarding LTE traffic.
So what are some of the trends that you've seen during the show, the traffic in your booth here? What are some of the hot topics that people have been really kind of coming to you for?
Well, obviously machine-to-machine is starting to become a real issue. Regarding human users, I think that everybody understands now that the quality of user experience is a big issue. Technology became so complicated, devices are so smart, but users want to have something very stupid, very simple to work for them.
Right.
And the challenge is becoming bigger from year to year. So I believe that the carriers, device manufacturers, application developers that will come up with solutions that will make the user experience, the out-of-the-box experience, very smooth, very easy to use, will be successful.
And I guess, finally, in what are we going to see from Starhome here in the future? Not that this isn't very futuristic, but... Yeah.
Well, we started the company with the vision of having a global network to interconnect as much as possible mobile carriers. And we see the usage and the potential of this global environment becoming more and more relevant and more important to our ecosystems. So that's our vision for the future. I believe that the mobile industry is just in the beginning, not maybe like other people.
I don't think it's very fair. It's hard not to get stuck in the using the vernacular, the mobile, the mobile industry. It's not really a mobile industry. It's life. This is the way we live our life.
Exactly. Well, it's our digital life.
Right.
And second, I don't see any difference between internet industry and mobile industry anymore.
No.
Most of the growth in traffic in the internet
Absolutely.
in the last 3 years came from the mobile space.
Right.
I see now new ultra notebooks that comes only with Wi-Fi connection and no longer with a cable.
Right.
So everything is going to be mobile.
And it's, moving data from while you're on the go into your home, out of your home, while you're into somewhere else. It's just a connected life situation.
Exactly. Everybody and everything will be always connected to the internet using those different technologies, and that's how we call our space, which is multi-network mobility environment. That's the things that we want to help create, and I'm really excited. Looking forward to this future.
Fantastic, Shlomo. It's been great speaking with you. Thanks very much for taking the opportunity. I hope we get a chance for an update again in the future.
Thank you.
I've been speaking with Mr. Shlomo Wolfman here at Starhome during Mobile World Congress 2012. I'm Tony Sklar with VNet TV.